So the big elephant in the room here is that 70 doesn't look like it's going to work because.
All right, so in a minute, I will receive a coaching call from my real estate coach, and we're gonna see what he has to say. So I will send him all the details, picture, the address. It's vacant and lockbox accessible. The problem here, there's an outstanding assessment of $20,000 from the city, and there's also an outstanding mortgage balance of 7 to 8K that he hasn't paid to the mortgage company. It's under contract for $70,000 cash. All right, my coach is calling me now. Hello, this is Daniel.
Hey Daniel, it's Gavin calling with Roots. How are you?
I'm pretty good, Gavin. How are you?
I'm fantastic, thanks.
Yeah, good to hear, man.
Yeah, what do you got going on over there?
So I'm about to send you an email. This is a deal that I had under contract or still have under contract. As of now, it's a cash contract, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at. I do have the email. I'm looking at it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, what's the ARV?
So 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. The ARV can go up to 260. So my strategy will be to wholesale it to a flipper, and I already have the buyer. He's waiting for me to structure the subject to deal so I can assign it to him.
So the big elephant in the room here is that 70 doesn't look like it's going to work. What is that from? Do you know what the 20,000 assessment is for?
Yeah, so the seller, it was vacant for maybe 2 years. There was like squatters there, and the city had to come and board it up, do some cleanup because they will leave trash outside.
But they might be negotiable. Have you approached the city at all?
Yeah, so he did try to with the city, and they don't wanna help.
It's a lien against the property.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The seller did end up negotiating like $400. Yeah,
So it's still basically 20 grand.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So while I'm waiting to see that, let's just assume. So we got 60, we got 80. Let's just say 90. I mean, would your buyers take it for 90? And if so, would you get would you still get a wholesale fee? I mean, how far off are we?
The buyer would be willing to, pay the outstanding assessments or what it's due on the mortgage, and then take the 60 in subject to, and then my wholesale fee, right? So it would actually end up being something like, yeah, like 90 or 100, including my wholesale fee. But the mortgage is really good. It's at 2%. I have sent you the mortgage now.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. So you gotta pay. Oh wow, yeah. He's only paying like $130 of principal anyway. So even if you would have made all 5 of these payments, he's only $600 or $700 less than that mortgage balance. So I'm thinking so the outstanding balance of 65, I think, is in addition to that 6,800. So you've got 65,000 mortgage plus $7,000 past due. So 65, 70. So that's 72 plus 20,000, so it's 92. And you're saying the buyer's cool with that. You just have to put together the subject to version of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And what does the seller need? Do they want anything out of this? Because we're already outside the scope of the original $70,000 agreement, which may be to your advantage.
So at this point, the seller, he's willing to walk away from it, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah, it is. So that just basically means that you just have to structure the deal. So you're going to do the way you do a subject to deal is you kind of retroactively determine the purchase price based on the criteria. So in this case, roughly 92,000 is the so you do a purchase contract 92,000, and then under the financing section, you would say subject to the existing mortgage, and then basically you'd write everything that's exactly what you're going to do. So you're going to pay $20,000 to the city. You're going to pay $6,800 past due, and then you're going to carry the existing mortgage subject to whatever the balance, $65,000 give or take. So you write all that into the contract, and it equals the purchase price.
Okay.
And that's basically it. As long as they agree in the contract. Now, when we do a subject to, we also give them additional disclosures so we can kind of cover our tracks. That's more of a courtesy. It's a best practice. But as far as legally speaking, as long as it's in the contract, then that's the agreement. So you don't have to pay off the mortgage at closing. You will most likely have to pay off. You'll have to do the bring current, and you'll have to pay the city, I'm sure, at closing.
If we make it subject to, is definitely something that my cash buyer will want.
Yeah, I mean, based on the numbers you said, it seems like it is a good deal. And like I said, all you do is you do the contract, make sure there's no other secret. Did you already do a title search?
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's all there is. There's no extra stuff we get surprised with.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be good. And so once you write that up, obviously your cash buyer has to agree to it. You might verbally, depending on your relationship with them, you might verbally explain, hey, here's how I'm going to write the contract. Does that sound great? And if he's like, yeah, change this or add this, that's fine.
Yeah, actually, he's actually the one who's going to help me put it in writing.
Oh, good. Okay.
So it's perfect.
If he's helping to actually draft it up, that'll be perfect because he could put whatever he wants in there as well.
Okay. That's perfect. And then I should amount, because the next month is coming in 3 days, right? So should I account for that to pay it as well?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, and you could even put in, like in the other terms and conditions, you could put the exact amount, paid to the bank, maybe slightly different. But ultimately, it just reflects the total amount being paid. In other words, there's no proceeds going to the seller.
Okay, excellent. That's great.
Yeah, that should be as long as he likes what he writes and your guy signs it.
Yeah.
And you say it's been vacant for a couple of years, so there's nobody living there right now.
No, there's nobody there.
Cool.
Yeah, it's category 2.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it should be good.
Oh, awesome. Okay. That gives me very well, vision of how this deal is gonna go through. Great.
Awesome. Yeah, let me know how it goes or if you need anything else.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate that so much.
You're welcome. Okay. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Great.
For X amount of money, I'm willing to purchase the house with your existing financing staying in place.
Something that needs to be noted is that I took subject to and seller financing class before I made my coaching call with my real estate coach. But if you want to learn how to do this type of transactions, send me a message now. Literally, all you need is your phone and some knowledge. Let's get you there.